Okay, so today I want to make a case for a worldwide augmented web. And I want to start with a small story that I maybe can form throughout the demos that we've created in the last 3-4 years. So the first demo is, imagine you're in a hospital. We had a lot of medical stuff today. And all your data about your body is augmented on your body, and you look at your arm and you can see the data. We prototyped that with an Empatica sensor and put it on our wrist. And then you may be in a space and you have a key card and you want to gain access to spaces in a house, in a building. And you can browse through the building on your card to see what kind of rooms you have access to. And you're sitting maybe on your desk and you have a general purpose knob and you just draw a line from a knob to a light, and now you gain control over that light, building connections among things in a very intuitive way. The same thing when you drive home with your car. You have a general purpose interface, physical interface. You can daisy chain it to the windows in your car, and now you have one button accessible to do all kinds of things in your car. Without needing to shift around. But so all of these demos have been working. We worked with Audi on that, implementing that over a couple of months and so on. But here's a very interesting point. We've done workshops with students at the RCA. And one of the students, she built a little bookmark that can sense if you close a book or open it. And we have a system in the background. You saw it in the car. You saw it in the demo before that, where you can just link things together. And she was thinking, this is not a real thing. She don't really want to show it. But for me, this is the most important demo. Imagine you lie in your bed in the evening, and you're super tired. You read a book, and then you want to switch off the light. And you have to stand up, go to the other side of the room, pull the light switch, go back, and sleep. It's horrible. So what if all of this IoT and augmented reality and all the things we built actually has this really interesting purpose, that you buy a little piece that's worth nothing by itself, but you can connect it to the lights, to your door, to a heating system, to your garage door, and the moment you're in your bed and you close that book, all of these things suddenly follow that command that you have set before. You used augmented reality to do that. So now scale it up. Think about everything around you is connected. Everything around you is you can master the connection with augmented reality. So how to scale into a seamless web of these actions and interactions, and special for all of you building businesses that are autonomous, can create your own ideas, not dependent on other businesses' interests. So right now, we live in an augmented reality world where everything is centralized. So all the AR tracking infrastructure is pointing to a central point. All the networking infrastructure is centralized. The content delivery, you use Unity, which is a game engine for a single person, single user experience. And the content creation, the same. You use that kind of the flash of the augmented reality to build experiences, right? So, but that system that we use right now, we cannot scale that to what I showed you in the beginning. Because when you build these kind of seamless web among your home, the augmented reality experiences, the physical hardware around you, you really need to build infrastructure that is distributed and decentralized, and that is not owned by anyone or owned by everyone. So I'm interested, so hardware, that we talked a lot about hardware in this conference so far, and that's what you guys are good in. I'm interested in the intersection of decentralizing operation system for AR, IoT, and building open standards that we all can build up on, that basically go all around us. And then we can have a decentralized infrastructure built on web and for distributed applications that we build our businesses on. And what we do right now is we try to build our businesses right on the hardware, and we only see our own little thing, but we don't see the bigger picture. So this is what we do here in the Media Lab for the last 4 years. We built a tool that we call the Reality Editor. And the Reality Editor is a browser that encapsulates all of these things that I just talked about. And we have it in the App Store since 2015. You can download it, and you can download the open source server infrastructure that's behind it. And this entire tool is built on the World Wide Web. So it's built on the World Wide Web for networking infrastructure. The content delivery is HTML5, and the content creation is all the tools and all the tool chains that you ever used for web. And why web? Because when you combine hardware and software, you're talking about life cycles that maybe 15 years, machinery that costs a lot of money, infrastructure that need to be rolled out. And if you build that on software that maybe it's around for 2 years, or infrastructure that you don't own, and 2 years later there's a business decision somewhere in that chain, and all of your work falls into pieces, all of that investment gets lost. But here I'm looking at the very first web page ever created on my iPhone, and it still looks the very same time than the first time that it was published. And that's very powerful. And that's because we have open standards that are very simple, that everyone can build and own and further develop. So what we built is, on top of that infrastructure, we built a very simple protocol that you have seen. We can break down every object into its components. And so a knob, suddenly it has a switch or a rotation, and a light has a light and a switch again. And when you draw a line from one to the other, the protocol that we have here is sending a single number value from origin to a destination, and that is universal, and that works with everything. We built that infrastructure into cars. We built that infrastructure into home automation, all of these things. Yep. Oh, here's the video. Suck. So we found a way that most of the interfaces that you build, they're actually 2D. You don't always use 3D data. You do use 3D data when you want to have spatial like experiences, but when you want information or interaction, most of the time 2D interfaces are well served. And so we found a way how to get around all the 3D graphics, and we actually just used HTML web pages, web content. All your back-end, front-end, all the stuff that you already built, it takes you 2 minutes to make an augmented reality experience with our tool out of it. And so here's a little example. We have an Adobe Animate, a tool for designers. You can publish it in our server system. It's basically like an Apache server or something that we built. And now I already see that augmented little whale. But so we built tools into the Reality Editor that allows you to reposition with 2 fingers. You can scale it. You have another functionality, that little icon up there. Now I can log in and move it around in space, so you can position it at the right spot. You don't need to learn anything about 3D graphics, augmented reality, nothing. You go from the web and continue, right? For some people, it's really difficult to understand when I say it's the web. So here, OK, we have a YouTube video. We take the embedded code from YouTube. We drop it in. It's a 10-second step, basically, to augment a video into space. We have real-time data pulled from online shopping experiences that we just basically took what's there and drop it onto the products. So this tool, we got a lot of traction. We have some app downloads in 72 countries. People download that tool, download our open source service infrastructure, and start prototyping with it. We get a lot of feedback, how people were able to prototype experiences here, distributed experiences, connected experiences, that you cannot do with a tool like Unity, because it's meant for gaming, it's meant for a single user interacting, and the data you can pull in Unity is the pure data, and it's not the content. We have an active forum, and I want to invite you to join us and look at this forum and look around and try it out. And the limited time. That's it.
Wonderful.